Hey everyone, me again. It's a nice Sunday afternoon, and today I'm going to be giving you an update on the Neon since the past 2 weeks, roughly.
Unfortunately, due to the fact that Opt is a lazy piece of shit, he never got around to doing that on the day of recording and instead only recorded himself installing the window regulator. We hope that this slight fuck-up will not detract too heavily from your viewing experience. Thank you.
Since the last 2 weeks from previous video, as well as something else related to the Jeep. I'm going to be showing you guys how to install one of these window regulators. Now, installing one of these may seem very simple and very ordinary, straightforward. However, with the XJ Cherokee, at least the Renix era, there is a specific way you kind of have to shoehorn it in. So I'm going to show you guys that because that was a big frustration for me when I was doing the driver's side. That's the passenger side, by the way. As well as doing some other work. And yeah, so let's get to it. Here we are now. We have the window regulator within the door frame because I wanted to show you guys how to take it out as well as put it back in. First piece of advice, and a big one, is make sure to take out the rods that run from the latch or from the handle to the locking system itself. It looks like this, and in order to take these rods out, you have these two rods right here. Oh, they're a bit tangled, sorry. So this bottom one right here, this bottom one, that one is the lock, and then this one is what opens the door. Now to take these off, it's pretty simple. You just pop these off, then you pull them out, just like so. Now sometimes you may need to pull them out and pull them off to the side. Maybe lock it or unlock it, I can't exactly remember. And you sort of pull it out like that. But yeah, make sure to remove both of these rods because believe me, trying to take this thing in or out with these rods in is just hell. It's not fun. So, getting into the meat and potatoes of it, pulling this guy out. So, from what I saw, kind of want to pull it by the tail like so. Make sure the entire thing's out. Stop getting stuck. There you go. Right here. Pick it up. Twist it out. And there you have it. A free window regulator. Put it back in. It's kind of the same, kind of the opposite. You just essentially go backwards. Put it up in there like that. You in there. Twist it. Push. You can be kind of rough with this. It's made from aluminum, not plastic, so it's not going to snap on you. And then you also want to make sure that the window regulator sits behind the frame, or in front of it rather. And then that's it. Now we can get to bolting it in. And in order to do that, normally they're riveted in, and you can use rivets. I believe they're 1/2 inch. Don't quote me on that. But I prefer to go the route of nuts and bolts because if something else breaks in here for whatever reason, these are infinitely easier to deal with. And it's just personal preference. As for the exact size of the hardware, it is a quarter inch bolt with an 11mm nut, and the head's also 11mm, so this should make it very easy to put back together. Oh yeah, I forgot to take those ridges up, but it's whatever. All right, let's get to it. Hopefully I should be able to do the jump cuts perfectly, and if I can, that'd be sweet. Let's see here. I have these three first. There we are. Right there. So we'll start with these bottom 2 bolts because it's easier to yeah, you should probably prepare your nuts and bolts first by taking off taking off the nut and washer, and of course I dropped the bolt. Let's see here. Well, dear viewer, another piece of advice. Sometimes these holes that are in here are not the same size, so you're gonna have to drill them out, which is something I forgot to do. Good job, me. So, we're back. Adjusted the camera angle so you could actually see what I was doing. And I put a coat on because it's gotten a bit colder out. So we are right where we left off with installing these nuts and bolts to hold in our new regulator. So start with the bottom two. Of course, you always want to start them hand tight and then go from there. So let's start with the bottom one. This bottom guy right here. Let's see. Washer. Bolts. In fact, I'll probably speed this up in post because I don't think you guys absolutely need to see the process of this. I'm certain you guys could draw your own conclusions. Say, was I missing a bolt? Nope. We're good. All these plastic things. I forgot there's a panel that runs between there. It's also helpful to take this panel out as well, otherwise you literally cannot get this guy out of there. It's impossible. So, be right back. Sure to hand tighten everything first. I was missing this bottom bolt here, but I found that in my scrap bolt bin. I got lucky, and it's also an 11. So now we get to do the fun part of torquing everything down. To do that, we'll just reach our wrench buddy in here. Come on, get on there. Hopefully I'll be able to do the jump cuts correctly. Alright, that was fun. And now to test the motor and to see if my soldering job holds up. Okay. You should see the little motor move up and down. Oh, wrong side. Ah, yeah. Okay, so I panned the camera out a bit and brought it up to about here because that's where you want it. The window has the bolts in there, and then you're going to want to attach it using a 18mm wrench. As for what it would be in Imperial or SAE or incorrect, if you're one of those kinds of people, I wouldn't know. Terribly sorry, but oh, look at that. I'll just pop it in there. Oh, gorgeous. Gotta kind of squeeze this guy in here. It's a little difficult, but not the worst considering what we had to deal with earlier. Oh, there we go. Popped into its little socket. Take our trusty wrench. gonna have to fish it up in there and there we go. Excellent. Now I would say that all that's left is to put the panel on and put it back in there. Used to say is to put the panel on and whatnot, but we have to put the rods back in, and the panel, I kid you not, it's made out of cardboard, so what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to like glue it back together, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll put it on. But I am going to put the armrest back on. I'm going to put the levers back, or not the levers, the rods back in, and handle.
Want to see a magic trick? Good. Abracadabra!